What's going on there, YouTube? And welcome back to another comic book video. Alright guys, so we are going to jump back into more Ultimate Marvel. And today guys, we're going to pick up with Ultimate Spider-Man. Now, before we dive into today's video, I do want to mention one thing real quick. So guys, for the past I want to say day or two possibly, I've been getting a lot of comments on when am I going to cover Ultimate Fantastic Four Volume 2. Now guys, the reason why we have not covered Ultimate Fantastic Four number 2 is because in the reading order, they fall down very deep in the reading order. Now, the good thing is though guys, we only have to cover a few more stories before we jump back into more Ultimate Fantastic Four. Now guys, remember, when Ultimate Marvel launched back in the year 2000, all we had was Spider-Man. Then we got X-Men, then we got Ultimates, and then we got a few miniseries here and there. But the thing is though, Marvel did not release Ultimate Fantastic Four, I want to say 4 or 5 years after the beginning launch of Ultimate Marvel. And so that's why we have not really seen Volume 2 of Ultimate Fantastic Four, because their series was launched 4 or 5 years after Spider-Man and X-Men were launched. And so that's why they're so deep in the reading order of Ultimate Marvel. But guys, don't worry, we're going to cover Volume 2 once we get there. Now, guys, let's go ahead and dive into Ultimate Spider-Man. And guys, this story right here, we do see the return of the Kingpin. Now guys, when it comes to Ultimate Spider-Man number 47, with this book right here guys, we do pick up with Peter Parker right now in his Spider-Man outfit. And the thing is though guys, Peter Parker is just going around New York looking for some trouble. Now the thing is though guys, he's not finding anything bad happening in New York. But the thing is though, when he thinks about going home, he does hear a gunshot. And so Peter's kind of like, okay, it's time for me to be Spider-Man and go investigate what that gunshot was. Who's in the world is firing a gun in the middle of New York? Now, Peter does arrive at a warehouse. And the thing is though, when he arrives at this warehouse, he does see that the enforcers are back in town. Now guys, we have not seen the enforcers since Volume 2 of Ultimate Spider-Man. And guys, the last time we saw the enforcers, they were working for the Kingpin alongside with Electro. But the thing is though, when the Kingpin ran out of the country because basically he's now wanted for murder, Electro and the enforcers, well, they went to jail. And so while Peter Parker is fighting against the enforcers, he's kind of wondering how did you guys get out of jail? Because you guys got locked up because you guys were working for the Kingpin. You guys should not be here right now. You guys should be locked up in prison. Now, guys, the last time we saw the enforcers fight against Spider-Man, they were able to defeat him. But this time, Peter Parker was able to defeat the enforcers because he's now a seasoned hero. He fought against the Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Electro, Kraven, Sandman. He fought against a lot of different supervillains. And so right now, he's a seasoned hero. He knows how to fight the enforcers and go ahead and handle his business. Now, he does defeat them and he does leave them there for the cops to once again arrest them. The thing is though guys, we jump over to the next day and we jump over to the office of the Kingpin and Walter Dini. Now guys, Walter Dini is the lawyer of the Kingpin. So basically he handles all the legal issues for the Kingpin. But the thing is though, you have the enforcers talking to the Kingpin and Walter Dini what happened last night? We gave y'all a simple mission to go after a guy and get the money he owns the Kingpin. But you have one of the enforcers tell the Kingpin, listen man, it was that Spider-Man person. he reappeared and he basically defeat us once again. Now, you do have Kingpin get very angry towards the enforcers, and he's kind of like, are you serious right now? We heard what happened. We heard that you fired a gun in the middle of New York. Almost any superhero could have heard that. So don't just blame Spider-Man for you being an idiot. Blame yourself. And so you do have Kingpin ask the enforcers to leave the room. Now, once they leave though, you do have Kingpin talk to Walter Dini. And he's kind of like, I'm tired of this kid. I'm tired of Spider-Man. He's basically costing me so much money right now. We have to get rid of him. And so you do have Walter Dini kind of tell Kingpin, listen, I know somebody who is running for office right now, for the mayor's office, and he could be able to get rid of our Spider-Man problem. Now, we do jump over to the Daily Bugle. And the thing is though, guys, we have the staff of the Daily Bugle right now watching a commercial about a man named Sam Bullock who is running for the mayor's office. Now, if you are a classic Spider-Man fan, I'm talking about 1970s, 1980s Spider-Man, you know who Sam Bullock is. He was the man who was basically trying to outlaw superheroes in New York back in the classic Spider-Man stories. And so once again, guys, he's in the Ultimate Marvel doing the same thing. He is trying to basically outlaw superheroes in New York, starting with Spider-Man, like he did in the main Marvel timeline. But the thing is though, the Daily Bugle is kind of like sponsoring him. Commercials, newspapers, online articles, they are sponsoring this man saying, you guys should vote for Sam Bullock. Now, guys, we do jump forward one day and we do jump back over to the Daily Bugle. And the thing is though, guys, you do have Spider-Man sit down at his computer. And the thing is though, when he turns his computer on, well, he sees an online article that just got published by the Daily Bugle. And it says the Kingpin has been cleared. All the charges have been dropped, which means the Kingpin is an innocent man. He is no longer wanted for murder. And you have Peter Parker kind of like, what the heck? Because Peter Parker helped Ben Urich basically tell the world that the Kingpin is a murderer. Like, it was up to Spider-Man and Ben Urich that got the Kingpin caught. But the thing is though, now it seems like no matter what Spider-Man does, no matter what Ben Urich does to tell the world that the Kingpin is not a good person, well, the world believes he's innocent because his charges just got dropped. He's an innocent man, and Peter can't believe it. And so you have Peter kind of want to leave the Daily Bugle, but once he's about to leave, you do have J. Jonah Jameson and Robbie kind of argue with one another. And with them arguing with one another, well, you have Peter kind of like, JJ, why are you, helping out with this? First Sam Bullock and now the Kingpin, you're basically sponsoring two bad people right now. And you have JJ just snap at Peter, kind of like, this is not a playground. You know what? You are fired. And basically, JJ just fired Peter Parker for asking a question for guidance on why in the world the Kingpin was able to be a free man. Now guys, when it comes to Ultimate Spider-Man number 48, with this book right here, guys, we do pick up with Peter Parker kind of gathering his last few things he owns at the Daily Bugle because, well, he got fired. And so you do have Peter Parker walk into JJ's office. Now, with Peter Parker walking into JJ's office, is Peter Parker kind of like, hey JJ, listen, those things on your desk, they belong to me, so I'm gonna go ahead and take those things. Now, as soon as Peter Parker is able to gather the last few things he owns at the Daily Bugle, you do have JJ kind of like talk more smack towards Peter Parker. And so with JJ talking more smack towards Peter Parker, well, Peter Parker snaps back at JJ. He's kind of like, dude, you're being childish. You got mad at me for asking you a question. All I asked you was, why are we sponsoring the Kingpin? Why are we sponsoring Sam Bullet? Why are you so happy that the charges they had on the Kingpin got dropped? The Kingpin is a murderer. And so you have Peter Parker kind of like, listen, me as a teenager was just asking you a question, but for some strange reason, you couldn't handle that. And so you basically snapped back at me for asking you a question. So no, dude, you are a total jerk. And so Peter leaves the Daily Bugle on a high note. Now, you do have Peter Parker put on his Spider-Man outfit. And the thing is though, Peter thinks that with him being Spider-Man now, he can go after the Kingpin by himself. The thing is though, when Peter web slings towards the Kingpin's office and he tries to break through the window, well, the Kingpin put up new windows that are basically unbreakable. And so Peter Parker, he just bounces off the window. And the Kingpin, his staff, they're like laughing at him. They're like, dude, you are not going to smack through this window to come and get me. Nuh-uh, not today. Today, I win. You can go home as a loser. Now, we do jump over to the next day, and we do pick up with Peter Parker at Midtown High. Now, the thing is though, with Peter Parker being at Midtown High, is Peter Parker's teacher kind of trying to get the class in an activity, trying to get them involved in a huge discussion. And so Peter's kind of like, hey, since we're having this big school discussion, can't we talk about the Kingpin able to be a free man? Because not fair. We all know that he is a murderer, that he murdered somebody. And so you have the teacher kind of like, yes, he did, but the charges did get dropped. And so you have Peter kind of like, but why? Do you believe our system is actually a good system? And she says, no. I do believe our system does have some flaws, but I believe because the Kingpin has done more good than bad in New York, the charges got dropped for that reason right there. And so you kind of have the teacher kind of like, listen, it's time for us to go ahead and end class today. But anyways, you have Peter kind of snap back at her like, no, we're not done here. I want to keep talking about this because it's not fair that this man was able to become a free man after what he did. He murdered somebody. He should not be a free man at all. And so you kind of have the teacher kind of like get mad at Peter for snapping at her in her own classroom, and she sends him to the office. Now, we do jump forward to Peter Parker at Aunt May's job, and Peter's kind of telling Aunt May everything that happened with JJ, with his teacher, just going through everything that happened to him in the past like 24 hours. And so you kind of have Aunt May say, Peter, the reason why you're snapping at JJ, you're snapping at your teacher, because you're mad because the Kingpin got out, because the charges for murder got dropped. The reason why you're mad about all of this is because you're afraid the person who shot your Uncle Ben is going to become a free man. You're afraid he'll be just like the Kingpin, get away with murder. And nephew, that is not going to happen. Yes, I can understand why you're mad at Kingpin and your teacher and JJ. But the thing is, you're mad because you're afraid that the person who shot Uncle Ben might be free, just like the Kingpin was free earlier in this storyline. And so you kind of have Aunt May reassure Peter that the person who shot Uncle Ben is never going to get out. He's locked away for life. He is never going to get out of prison. Now, to wrap up Ultimate Spider-Man number 48, we do jump back over to Ben Urich. And the thing is though, guys, Ben Urich is having an interview one-on-one with Sam Bullock, the guy who's trying to outlaw superheroes in New York. And so at first, this interview is going normal. It's like going back and forth at a normal pace. There's no arguments. No one's mad at the other person. Everything is right now a normal interview, a normal one-on-one interview. The thing is, though, you kind of have Ben Urich look at the wall, and he's kind of like, hey, that is a nice photo of you, the Kingpin, and the Kingpin's lawyer, Walter Dini. So are you basically working alongside with the Kingpin? And so you kind of have Sam Bullock get mad at Ben Urich because now Ben Urich has kind of unlocked a secret that the Kingpin, Sam Bullock, they're secretly working together. We don't know how they're working together, but somehow the Kingpin and the Kingpin and Sam Bullock, they are working together, and basically Sam Bullock was probably the person who got the Kingpin out of those murder charges. And the Kingpin is probably funding Sam Bullock's run for the mayor's office. Now, we do jump back over to the Daily Bugle, and you kind of have Ben Urich tell JJ everything he learned. He's like, listen, man, the Kingpin and Sam Bullock, they're in bed together. Their offices work together. They are helping one another out. This is not good, man. The Kingpin's a well-known murderer. No matter what those articles say that his charges got dropped, he is a murderer, and he's helping Sam Bullock out to outlaw superheroes because the Kingpin does not want superheroes around him. The Kingpin's a bad man. And at first, you kind of have JJ kind of like, you know, man, I don't know. I believe Sam Bullock's a good person. There's no way he would ever help the Kingpin out to get out of those murder charges. There's no way the Kingpin, Dirty Money, is helping Sam Bullock run for the mayor's office. There's no way. But then you kind of have JJ sit back and think, maybe, just maybe, that Sam Bullock and the Kingpin are working together. Now guys, when it comes to Ultimate Spider-Man number 49, with this book right here, guys, we do pick up with J. Jonah Jameson basically right now leaving the Daily Bugle, trying to get to his car and to go home. The thing is though, when JJ gets off the elevator, he sees the enforcers right there waiting for him. And they're kind of like, hey man, we gotta talk. Now, we just got word from our boss, the Kingpin, who's a close friend of Sam Bullock, but we got word from Kingpin that you are no longer going to sponsor Sam Bullock. And the thing is though, that's not a good idea because Sam Bullock is a good friend of the Kingpin, and Kingpin's a very powerful friend to have. And the Kingpin does not like to hear that his friend is losing a sponsorship, especially the Daily Bugle, who has a website, a media channel, also has newspapers. That's a big push for Sam Bullock that the Kingpin loves, because the Kingpin is trying to get Sam Bullock in the office to make sure that Spider-Man is no longer allowed in New York because superheroes must be banned. And so you have the enforcers kind of like, JJ, listen, you have two options. You can go back to your office, call up Sam Bullock, and tell him that you will continue to sponsor him, or we're going to kill you. Now, luckily for JJ, Peter Parker was nearby in his Spider-Man outfit. And the thing is though, guys, for number 49 of Ultimate Spider-Man, it is basically Peter Parker fighting against the enforcers. No lie. Most of the book is Peter Parker fighting against the Enforcers for like 10 and 12 pages. Just back and forth, and it goes on for like 12 pages. The thing is though, after Peter Parker is able to defeat the Enforcers, you do kind of have JJ kind of like ask Spider-Man, why are you here? Why were you here? And you have Peter Parker tell JJ, listen, I was just here to come talk to you, to tell you off, to tell you how much you suck, how much I hate you, and you're a horrible person. But when I came by, I saw these men about to attack you. So you got lucky I came tonight and saved your butt. And so Peter Parker leaves JJ there. Now, to wrap up Ultimate Spider-Man number 49, you do have JJ go to the Parker's house. Because when Peter Parker is about to arrive home from just saving JJ from the Enforcers, you do have Peter Parker and JJ sit down and have a small talk. And guys, this is Brian Michael Bendis answering a question that I'm pretty sure some of you guys out there were wondering. What happened to the son of J. Jonah Jameson? Now guys, remember, in the main Marvel timeline, JJ has a son, John Jameson. But the thing is though, John Jameson in this universe, he died. Guys, remember, in the main Marvel timeline, JJ's son is an astronaut. But in this universe, he was an astronaut. He died because his rocket blew up even before it actually left Earth, because it had a malfunction. And so you have JJ say, listen, almost every single year around this time, the day my son died, the anniversary of my death of my son, I kind of go crazy. I kind of overreact over things. I kind of say things I should not be saying, because I keep sitting down and thinking about my son. But what makes things worse is I see people like Spider-Man in an outfit just going around trying to be a hero. That's not a hero to me personally. A hero to me is an astronaut, a firefighter, a policeman, and a paramedic, but not a guy in a crazy little outfit just going around beating up random people. That is not a superhero. But after tonight, after Spider-Man saved my life from the Enforcers, I realized something. That maybe, just maybe, Spider-Man is not a bad person. And you kind of have JJ tell Peter, you have your job back. You can come back and work at the Daily Bugle. Now, we do jump over to the Kingpin having dinner. And the thing is though, you do have Spider-Man kind of wrestling to the Kingpin's table at this random restaurant that's on a rooftop, I guess, whatever. Anyways, you do have Peter Parker wrestling into the restaurant and kind of talk to the Kingpin. And he tells the Kingpin, listen, I'm coming after you. I'm going to get you. And when I do get you, I'm going to make sure that this time you are not able to get back out of prison. But I'm coming after you. And so guys, that wraps up today's video. Guys, we're going to cover the rest of Volume 8 of Ultimate Spider-Man in the next Ultimate Spider-Man video. But guys, we have to jump back over to Ultimate X-Men and cover Ultimate X-Men New Mutants. But anyways guys, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and end today's video. Please leave me a like down below and also subscribe for more comic book stories in the near future. Also, any suggestions on books I should read, let me know in the comments below. But anyways guys, I'm out of here and I'll see you in the next comic book video. Later guys.